Let's stay with the budget. The public service unions are vowing to fight government's proposal to freeze wage increases. The state spent about 600 billion rand on public sector wages every year. Now, the unions say employees should not bear the brunt of government's shortfalls. For more on this, I'm joined by the Public Servants Association's Reuben Maleka. Mr. Maleka, thank you very much for your time. Declaration of war. Why?
Look, first of all, I think the minister is very naughty. He's just throwing the public servants under the bus. They know very well, just a day before the budget speech, they ran to the PSCBC, last-minute rush. Then they tabled this proposal. Then the following day, the Minister of Finance refers to the same process. So you can see that the aim is always to say we want to see how public servants will react. And that makes us very angry, to say that you knew all the time. Last minute you rush to the PSCBC, you throw this thing, and you go into the public, meaning that you are trying to pit the public against the public servants.
Yeah. Someone pointed out yesterday that wage agreements of this sort are not one-sided. You have various partners coming on board and you agree on a final proposal. So, government is still open to discussion. So why would you make such threats?
Look, in the first place, they know that this is a resolution. Last year, PSA, we went there in March to say we want to open negotiations. They told that it's not possible. The resolution is in place, it's going to be implemented. And we respected their decision. Now suddenly, last minute you come and say, no, I'm also thinking our PSA was right. And
very interesting comments from COSATU, who say this is not actually a decision that will be carried through, so to speak. It's just Tito Mboweni wanting to appease the ratings agencies and investors. Is that your view as well?
No, obviously that's the view of Labour, because, I mean, if they were serious, they would have come and they have taken the opportunity last year to discuss this point. Then they know that now it's time for Tito to say something to appease the rating agencies, the Moody's. Then last minute they said, no, we are engaging Labour. And they know if there's an agreement and they want to review that process, they would have come last year to say, we are not able to afford the wage bill, we want discussions on this, and they missed the opportunity.
All right. What's the next step?
The next step is that they will implement it. If they fail to implement it, we'll enforce it.
From your side, what do you mean enforce it?
Look, if you have an agreement and with a party, and the party does not come to a party, meaning that they don't want to implement, there's a dispute resolution process that are contained in the resolution that says if a party does not implement, we go to the PSCBC again, we lodge a dispute, and we go to arbitration. Arbitration will rule in our favor. If they still fail to implement, the courts will make them to implement. We'll enforce it through the courts. So we are not going to expose public servants to a strike, because that will be a way of saying if public servants are on strike, there's no work, no pay, then they can save money. We're not going to do that.
What compromises are you willing to make? Because on the one hand, there is this threat, and other suggestions are that if government workers, the staff lower down, are going to bear the brunt of this, the ministers also should carry the can and perhaps have their salaries reduced and all the perks that come with being a government minister.
Look, we will be tabling new demands for the next term, and that will happen in September. Then that's the open platform where we can talk about how do we save costs. And we also made proposal. We've got proposal. We are going to mandate members to say, how do we come to this negotiation?
What are some of those proposals?
Look, first of all, we respect the minister for acknowledging it, to say, look at the missions. And he acknowledged that. Other thing is that overtime in the public service. Why is there overtime in the public service? It's simply because there's no capacity. If they can, remember overtime for a person that is working overtime, it's not like when you employ somebody else. Because if you want to grow the economy, and that has been said by even the economists, to say that if you want to grow the economy, you must increase the tax base also. But paying one individual overtime, you are not increasing the tax base. So if they can agree, and that is what has been acknowledged, make public service, education, police, and health sector to grow, employ people, then pay taxes, then they will be having not these difficulties.
All right, Reuben Maleka from the Public Servants Association. Thank you very much.
Thank you.